The Sterling Tower Charity Gala sparkled with San Francisco's elite, its marble lobby transformed into a showcase of wealth and status. My sister Alexandra commanded attention in her designer gown, while I stood quietly by the valet station in my simple black pants and white shirt. "Still playing at real estate, Jessica?" Alexandra's voice dripped with mockery as she handed me her Tesla keys. "At least you found your proper place, parking cars." I thought of the documents in my office upstairs, Sterling Tower's ownership papers, signed last week in absolute secrecy. 5 years of strategic acquisitions through shell companies, building an empire while my family thought I was just a property manager. "The valet station is your place," she sneered, already turning away. "Though I suppose someone has to park the cars of successful people." My phone buzzed, a message from my CFO, "Announcement ready. Press release goes live in 10 minutes. "The parking service is excellent," Mom added, appearing in her evening finery. "Perfect job for someone who couldn't handle real development work." I smiled slightly, thinking of Sterling Development Group's portfolio, 50 premium properties across 3 continents. "I manage properties, Mom. Like I've always said." "Managing a parking lot isn't property development," Dad scoffed, adjusting his bow tie. "While your sister's firm handles billion-dollar projects." If they only knew that Sterling Development's latest acquisition had made their billion-dollar projects look like pocket change. "The valet team is wonderful," Alexandra gloated. "They know their place. Unlike some people who tried to play in the big leagues." My phone lit up again. Media arriving. Ownership announcement in 5 minutes. Dad checked his Rolex. "The new owner of Sterling Tower is supposed to be here tonight. The mysterious developer who outbid everyone." "I heard they paid cash," Alexandra added smugly. "Now that's real development power. Not like Jessica's little parking management job." The lobby screens flickered to life, displaying breaking news. I handed back Alexandra's keys, timing it perfectly. "The owner of Sterling Tower is here." The event director burst through the doors, excitement evident in his voice. "That would be me," I said calmly, stepping away from the valet station. The room fell silent as my photo appeared on every screen. Sterling Development Group CEO Jessica Chin reveals $8 billion real estate empire. Mom's champagne glass slipped from her fingers. Dad's face went pale. Alexandra's perfectly lined mouth fell open in shock. "That's impossible," Alexandra stammered. "You park cars." "Actually, I removed my simple black jacket, revealing an elegantly tailored designer dress underneath. I own this building. And the parking service. And about 50 other premium properties worldwide." The lobby screens continued displaying headlines. "Mystery developer revealed. Sterling Development's $8 billion portfolio unveiled." "Sterling Development?" Dad whispered. "The group that's revolutionizing luxury real estate." "My little property management project," I nodded. "Though I suppose parking cars isn't as impressive as your mid-level developments." My phone buzzed continuously now, congratulatory messages from industry leaders, investment offers, media requests. The real estate world had woken up to find a new queen. "Miss Chin." My assistant approached. "The mayor is on line 1, and the international investors are waiting in the penthouse." "Tell them I'll be right up," I replied. "Just finishing a conversation about proper places and parking lots." Alexandra clutched her Tesla keys, finally understanding why the valet service had always treated her with such restrained amusement. They'd known all along who signed their generous paychecks. "The building," Mom said faintly. "The most prestigious address in San Francisco." "Is mine," I finished. "Along with that development project you lost the bid for last month. And the luxury complex Alexandra's firm couldn't afford." Dad stepped forward, developer instincts finally kicking in. "Princess, we didn't know." "That was the point," I cut him off. "I learned early not to share success with people who'd already decided I was a failure." Through the lobby windows, news vans began arriving. The story of San Francisco's biggest real estate empire emerging from shadows was too good to miss. "Your office," Alexandra said suddenly. "It's the penthouse suite, isn't it? The one you said was reserved for the owner. The one you said I'd never be good enough to set foot in?" I smiled slightly. "Yes, that's my office. Though I spend more time in the parking garage apparently." My phone rang again, Wall Street wanting comments on Sterling's market impact. The parking attendant had just become one of the most powerful developers in the country. Jessica, Mom tried again. We're family. Family. I raised an eyebrow. Funny how that matters now that you know I own the building. Speaking of which, I checked my watch. Your firm's leases are up for review. I hear the parking garage has some available space. The sound of my heels echoed through the stunned lobby as I walked toward the private elevator, leaving them among their shattered assumptions and handed over car keys. The next morning I sat in my penthouse office atop Sterling Tower, watching multiple screens display the fallout from last night's revelation. Every major business network covered the story, real estate's hidden giant, and how Jessica Chin built an $8 billion empire while parking cars. The market response is extraordinary, Ms. Chin, my CFO announced, displaying real-time data. Sterling Development's public valuation has jumped 40% since the announcement. Through the floor-to-ceiling windows, I could see my family's competing development firms, now looking small and insignificant beneath Sterling Tower's shadow. Your family is in the lobby, my assistant informed me through the intercom. Your sister appears to be distraught. I checked the security feed. Alexandra's designer dress from last night was wrinkled, her perfect makeup smudged. Dad clutched a folder of property documents, probably realizing how many deals he'd lost to his failing daughter. Send them up, I said, turning to face the city skyline I now largely owned. Let them see what playing at real estate really looks like. They entered like trespassers in their own industry, their usual confidence shattered. The office, all sleek modernism and commanding views, seemed to mock their previous condescension. The development portfolio, Dad began, his voice hoarse. It's not just this building. 50 premium properties across 3 continents, I confirmed, though I suppose that's not as impressive as Alexandra's single downtown project. Alexandra flinched. The Madison Avenue complex, the Dubai hotels, the London office towers. All Sterling properties, I nodded. Amazing what one can accomplish while parking cars. My phone buzzed continuously, offers from global investors, partnership proposals, media requests. The real estate world had discovered its new queen. The lease renewals, Mom said quietly, for all our companies, are under review, I finished. Sterling Development has rather strict standards for tenants. Mockery of service workers is an automatic disqualification. Through the windows, more news vans gathered below. The story of the parking attendant turned property mogul was irresistible. Miss Chin, my assistant interrupted. The Chinese investors are ready for the video call. And Warren Buffett keeps trying to reach you. Tell them I'll handle it personally, I replied. Unlike some developers, I believe no detail is beneath my attention. Dad stepped forward, desperation in his voice. Princess, we were wrong. Save it, I held up my hand. I'm about to announce Sterling's next expansion. 20 new properties, including that Singapore tower you've been trying to acquire. Alexandra's head snapped up. The one that wouldn't sell to anyone. Because I already owned it, I smiled slightly. Through one of my parking management companies. The screens showed Sterling Development stock continuing to soar as markets digested our true scale. The car parker had become real estate's biggest success story. Your management style, Mom said suddenly. The way your properties value every employee. From CO to parking attendant, I emphasized. Every role matters. The people you thought beneath you, they're the foundation of my success. My phone rang, another royal family seeking premium property access. Sterling had become the only acceptable name in luxury real estate. What do you want? Alexandra asked quietly. Name your price to renew our leases. I laughed, the sound echoing off marble walls. I'm worth $8 billion. There is no price. Then why? She pressed. Revenge. Education, I corrected. About respect, dignity, and the value of every person in real estate. Consider this your crash course. The lobby screens showed more global investors arriving, each eager to partner with Sterling's revealed CEO. Meanwhile, my family stood in yesterday's clothes, their development empires teetering on my decision. You should go, I said finally. I have an empire to run. I hear there's some affordable office space available, in the parking garage. As security prepared to escort them out, I called after them. Oh, and Alexandra? Next time you hand someone your car keys, remember, they might just own the building. Dad turned back desperately. All these years, while we mocked you, I was building what you couldn't, I finished. One property at a time, while you were too busy looking down on the help to notice who was buying up the city. Mom's voice cracked. Please, Jessica. Please what? I asked coldly. Please forget years of mockery? Please ignore how you undermine me at every turn? Please pretend you believed in me before the billions. The room fell silent, even my assistants pausing their work. You should leave, I said finally. The valet station closes at 6. 3 months later, I stood in Sterling Tower's rooftop garden, watching San Francisco's skyline glitter in the dusk. Forbes magazine's latest cover sat on my desk. The Real Estate Revolution: How Jessica Chin Built a $12 billion Empire from the Ground Up. First quarter results, Ms. Chin, my CFO announced. Revenue up 300% since the reveal. Our employee satisfaction scores are setting industry records. Below, I could see my properties dotting the cityscape, each one a testament to building success through respect, not arrogance. Ms. Chin. My assistant's voice came through. Your family is here. They've completed the program. I checked the security feed. They looked different now, humbled. Alexandra wore business casual instead of designer labels. The program had been my condition for even considering their lease renewals. 30 days working every position in our buildings, from maintenance to security to parking cars. Send them up, I said, turning to face the sunset. Let's see what they learned. They entered quietly, nothing like their former entitled selves. Alexandra's perfect manicure showed signs of honest work. Dad's custom suit was replaced with practical business wear. The maintenance supervisor on level 3, Alexandra spoke first, her voice soft. Carlos. He has 4 kids and works overtime to send them to college. I used to complain about him taking too long with repairs. And now I understand why Sterling Development's first policy was triple industry standard wages and full education benefits for all employees. I nodded, remembering the industry's shock when we revealed our revolutionary employee programs. The overnight security team, Dad said quietly. The things they deal with, the responsibility they carry. Amazing what you notice when you're not looking down on people, I replied. Mom stepped forward, tears in her eyes. The parking attendants, the way some people treat them. Like you treated me? I suggested mildly. They flinched collectively. Real estate development, I continued, moving to the window, isn't about luxury finishes or premium locations. It's about creating spaces where every person matters. Every employee, every tenant, every visitor. My phone buzzed with another update. Sterling's corporate culture had become a Harvard Business School case study. Your management philosophy, Alexandra said. It's not just about properties, is it? It's about people. Success is built from the ground up, I confirmed. Sterling succeeds because we value everyone, from the CEO to the newest trainee. We understand now, Dad whispered. I turned to face them fully. Do you? Understanding isn't just about working in someone's shoes for a month. It's about permanent change. The foundation you're launching, Mom ventured, the one for real estate education, will provide full scholarships for service workers and their children, I nodded. Because everyone deserves a chance to rise. I want to learn, Alexandra said suddenly. Not as a CEO or owner, but really learn. Maybe property management? Starting at entry level. I studied her carefully. The entitled developer was gone, replaced by someone who'd learned valuable lessons. Starting position, I said finally. No special treatment. You'll work holidays, weekends, whatever's needed. Still interested? Yes, she said firmly. I need to make amends. Not just to you but to every worker I ever disrespected. And us? Mom asked softly. The employee cafeteria serves breakfast, I replied. Join me there next week. Not in the executive dining room. We eat where our staff eats. They nodded, understanding the ongoing lesson. But first, I added, there's someone you should meet. I led them to the lobby where an elderly parking attendant worked. Someone who'd been with me since my first building. "This is Mr. Wu," I introduced them. "When every bank rejected my business plan, he invested his retirement savings in my first property. He believed in respect-based development before it was profitable." Mr. Wu smiled warmly. Miss Chen showed me that good business and good hearts can work together. My family watched in silence as tenants greeted Mr. Wu by name, many stopping to chat with the man they'd come to know and respect. "I have to go," I gathered my materials. "The United Nations wants to discuss our urban development model." Mr. Wu keeps showing them what true service looks like. As I reached the door, Alexandra called out, "Jessica? Thank you. Not just for the lesson but for the chance to be better." I paused, looking back at my family, at Mr. Wu, at the empire we'd built on a foundation of respect.